Well, welcome everyone to one of the occasional product reviews here on Yorkshire Gamer, and today I'm looking at Purple Bob's Hobbies card kits for 7mm to the foot scale, which is O gauge for railway modelling. Now, you may be railway modelling, bobbing on here to have a look at these, and you're very, very welcome. Yorkshire Gamer is a gaming channel, and you're more than welcome to stay if you're a railway modeller while we have a look at these buildings. These buildings are something that I just saw on eBay. I was looking for some 28mm buildings to go with my current project, which is 1970s cops and robbers, and the Sweeney, think the Sweeney and Life on Mars, that sort of thing, and you're in the right area. So I was looking for some buildings to make up into sort of street scenes, and came across these on the internet and bought the Crown Electronic Plating Works Limited building that we'll look at in more detail shortly. And then I was very impressed with that, and I've picked up a couple more buildings since, the pub that you can see, and then the unmade kit that we're going to talk about in a minute. So I'm just going to do an opening of the kits as they come, and then we'll talk about the two that we've built. Okay, so this is how one of the kits comes through the post in a little zip top bag, with some instructions, etc. So let's open up and see what we've got. First thing that pops out is a little bit of perspex to use as windows. And then, as you can see there, we've got a A4 printed sheet, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4 pages, double-sided, and it basically gives you instructions on how to put the kit together, with some photographs at the end. I have to say, having made 2 of these kits now, I have to say that the instructions are absolutely superb. They are bob on, and if you follow them to the T and not go rushing off, that I have a tendency to do. If you go rushing off, you'll get stuck. So follow the kits. If you get one of these, and I do recommend them, then make sure you follow the instructions as you go along. So let's have a look at the rest of the kit parts. So the majority of the stuff is printed off on relatively thick card. It's flexible, but it's quite thick, and this is a model to make a bay front terrace, 2 individual dwellings side by side, and you can see there, quite nice really. It's got pictures of the inside of the house, and once you build up the models on the front, you can look through the windows and see into the dressing rooms. So the front there, second card with the gable ends, third car with roof and some windows, another card that appears to be blank, but these unpainted sheets, you build like a skeleton underneath the building that sort of strengthens it when you put it all together. Another couple of strengthening things there for the side of the building, and some window sills. I'll talk a little bit more about those in a moment. And then finally, you've got like a little pavement area, and some more strengthening, and looks like door frames there. So going back to these here, there's a couple of examples to talk about. These are the doors and the window frames. I've found personally they're extremely fiddly, and I'm sure for a railway modeler these are absolutely ideal, because what you're supposed to do is you cut out these individual squares and stick that on top of the already painted panel door, and it gives it like a 3D effect. So for me it was a bit of a faff, and I've probably just been a little bit lazy, but I didn't bother with that, and I just use these doors as they are there, and they do without the 3D effect they still look fantastic. Just a little tip from me there, that's something I did. You're not breaking any laws by doing it that way around. So there we go. So you get in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits of card, and your windows and your instructions, and that's not bad at all. I think, again, I always do this, don't I? I start doing a video and then I forget what I should be talking about. Price wise, I think that about this set's probably about £14, £13–14, which is not too bad when you look at the final product. So true Blue Peter style, let's have a look at one we made earlier. So here we go. This is the factory. This is the first kit that I put together. It's the first card building I've ever put together, so I'm quite happy with the way that it's come out. I think the detail on it is absolutely superb. A couple of the windows are not quite straight, and I've got a little bit of glue on the windows, but for a first model I'm rather happy with it. So if you're looking at this and you're not sure of the scale, I'll just get a tape measure out, and it is 20 inches long. That's quite big, isn't it? So that's a lot of frontage. This model I think was £17, and that's a lot of frontage for your money. I've put this on, I've mounted this on a piece of 3mm MDF, because it was a little bit wobbly on the bases, the card bases that came with it, and I just think it needed a little bit more to make it solid. You railway gamers, railway modelers, these sorts of things will be sat around at the back of a layout, etc. And you're not going to knock it accidentally, or it's probably going to sit at the back somewhere where it's not got any danger of being damaged. Whereas us gamers, we're moving models around in front of these buildings, and it's likely to get knocked. So I wanted to put this on quite a sturdy base. Something that railway modelers will be very familiar with, but gamers won't be, is that this is in what's called a relief model. So if you look down the side of it, I'm just going to move these trees out of the way, I don't know why they're here. If you look down the side of it, it's very narrow, and this is because it's designed to sit at the back of a railway layout, so it doesn't matter what's at the back of it. So if I just turn it around for a second, as you can see, it's all built up there, strengtheners, etc. So something a little bit different for gamers. We're probably used to having full buildings, but I wanting to use this as a frontage. I've got some roads coming from Sallyforth Games that I ordered a couple of weeks ago, so when they arrive I'm going to have roads in front of these buildings that will be used for gameplay, and these are kind of a backdrop to go with them. Just looking at some of the vehicles that I've got, so you've got a bit of an idea of scale. Here's a 143rd Vanguard's Cortina Mark III in purple, very nice. And just get a couple of the models out, just to give you an idea of scale. I'll just change the camera position so we've got a better idea of that. So there you go, there's a Jack Regan figure from the Sweeney, and some dodgy looking geezer who's about to sell you a used watch from his coat pocket, and the Vanguard's car outside the door to the plating works. I think they look fantastic against these models. That's a really good shot. It looks very realistic, and I'm very pleased with the way that it looks. So that's how they're going to be used. At railway modelers, you're going to have your own uses for them. So let's have a look at the other building that we've already built. So here we go, here's the second building. I bought the plating works on its own just to give it a punt, see what it was like, and I was very, very impressed with them. So I bought the terrace that you saw, and also this building, which is a pub. And you can't do a Sweeney game without a boozer. There we go. This is, I had to choose the Red Line because that was the old pub in the village where I come from originally, so it had to be this one. Again, cardstock, made up. I've still got a couple of bits and pieces to do. I screwed up doing the chimneys, so I'm going to have to get some model chimneys from somewhere and give them a go. I didn't put, as you can see on this one, I've not put the 3D doors on. I've just left the doors as they are. That to me is perfectly acceptable. I'm happy with that, so there's no dramas there. I don't know whether I can get this to show on the camera. Oh, there we go. As you can see, there's a fully fledged bar in there, and a little bit of a snug room as well. I still need to do something with the top windows. They had like a window frame that went in behind it, and it was just too much of a faff, so I've just left it like that, and I need to put some curtains or something in, because at the moment we're looking straight through. Something else I've also not decided with this model is the pavement. You saw with the plating works over there, I've mounted it on 3D MDF. I'm going to do that with this model as well, but I've not quite decided what I'm going to do with the pavement on this, because I want the terrace buildings to butt up against one side of it, because there wouldn't be a terrace otherwise, would they? So I probably am going to leave one edge on and take the other edge off, so that the terrace buildings prop up against it. But I'm leaving it as it is for now, and I've not mounted it on card because it's a little bit flimsy at the moment. See, this is wobbling around, and as I said earlier on, for a railway layout, brilliant. Doesn't really matter. It's going to sit at the back. Nobody's going to touch it, but this is going to get moved quite a bit during its life, so it needs a bit more of a sturdy base. So when the roads come from Sally Forth, I'll make a decision on how I'm going to deal with these pavements, and we'll see a bigger layout of it then. So there we go. That's these buildings. So it's O gauge, which is 7mm to the foot, which is I think it's about 1/43, something similar to that, which for the larger scale heroic stuff from Crooked Dice is perfectly good. I'll put a link up at the end for Purple Bob's website and contact details if you fancy ordering some. As always with Yorkshire Gamer, I'm just a guy who games. I'm not doing anything commercially, so I'm not on commission or anything like that. So I hope you've enjoyed that little video as an introduction into these cards. Something I've not seen used in gaming a lot. So hopefully some of you will pick it up as an idea, and if you don't use Purple Bobs, then there's other companies out there that do O-gauge vehicles. So thanks very much for listening and watching, and enjoy your gaming. See you soon.